Thanks so much for tuning in to Q&A with Jen. I had a lot of questions that were submitted, and so I'm super excited to answer some questions for you. The first question, was it hard getting started in real estate? Yes. You will only get out what you put into this industry. So you can't expect to start making money immediately. You really need to put in the day-to-day grind. I worked weekends and evenings. I would drop things immediately and just go help a client. And so I think when you really work hard and your clients see that, you start to build a name for yourself. So yes, it does take a bit to get started. Don't get discouraged, and don't give up. I would say if you're not making anything within your first 6 months, maybe reconsider the industry or this choice. But I would think after a few months, you should slowly start getting transactions. And always ask questions. That was my biggest thing. I hated not knowing the answer to a question. I would always anticipate my clients' questions and then try to find out the answer before they even asked it, because I did not want to look stupid. So you're not going to know everything off the bat. So if you have someone you can go to that will encourage you and answer your questions and not make you feel stupid, that is the best way to learn. So hopefully if you're at a really awesome brokerage, they have maybe an office manager or someone that's more seasoned in your office that you can go to, and that's always helpful as well. Okay, so question number 2, how long did it take to sell my first home? Well, it took about 3 months, and I was doing open houses every single weekend. I would show properties during the week and do open houses on the weekend. I would then show properties after my open house and sometimes before. So I did put in a good 3 months with no return, and it's hard when you're forking out money for association dues and MLS and all this stuff. It's really hard, and it can be discouraging to have all this money going out and nothing coming in. I remember when I was about a couple months into it, I went to my husband and said, I think I might quit because this is like draining me. I'm putting in all this time. I'm working over 40 hours a week and not even making $1. So I told him, what does he think? And he said, whatever you want, babe, you just tell me and I'll support you, which is amazing. So I said, okay, I'm going to give it like a couple more months. And if I don't make anything, I'm going to call it a day. And then I started slowly seeing people come back and wanting to work with me, which was nice. So I'm really glad I stuck with it. And I ran into another team that was being built, and I was lucky enough to jump on right at the beginning of it and help build something amazing and build an awesome culture in this industry. And so I'm very fortunate. My story is not typical, but I do work very hard, extremely hard. And my friends and family will tell you that. Question 3, is it hard working weekends and evenings, especially with the firefighter husband? Yes. So my husband has kind of a set schedule, but he can go anytime. And so I am very lucky enough to have my in-laws and my parents live close enough to where they can help me with the kids. I have 2 little ones, a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old. So having to drop everything and go show a client within like an hour and have nowhere to put the kids. Sometimes you reach out to friends, anyone that you have around you that is your support system, reach out to them. I'm sure they would not mind helping. And if you don't, then try to look into a really good babysitter if you can. But you're going to need that support system if you're going to be a working mom for sure. And then I rewarded my family for helping me so much when I started making some money. I took them all to Hawaii, which was really nice to at least let them know that I appreciate everything they do and I love them tremendously. So they have really helped me. I wouldn't have been able to do this without them. Question 4, how do you compete in a market so saturated with other agents? Well, there's like 4,500 agents in this valley. So yes, it's very hard to make a name for yourself. I would say building the relationships with your clients is going to be your best bet. Showing your clients that you go above and beyond, answering your phone. Most real estate agents are known for not answering their phone. We're known as greasy car salesmen. So being natural and not trying to constantly sell people, I think, is what's going to make you more of a well-known figure in your community. Not always pushing, I'm a real estate agent, want to buy a house? I'm a real estate agent, want to sell a house? It's always like the undercover sell, just being out there, building relationships, having friends in the community, getting involved in the community. And then in return, they'll go, hey, I know Jennypher. She's a real estate agent. She never pushed anything on me, but I have someone who wants to buy or sell. Let's give her a call. So that's the best way to make a name for yourself and also build your brand. If you want, create a team around you. Just be prepared that it's going to be a lot of work. But I think if you stick with it, you'll definitely make it. Okay, and question 5, is it possible to work part-time as an agent and be successful? Yes and no. So if you're at a job and you're not able to get back to a client who is in tears because of something, or something's happening with your escrow and it needs to be handled within the hour, if you're at another job and you can't get to it, that could really make or break a deal. So yes and no. I just went full force into this thing, and I work way more than full time on this job. So I can imagine it would be kind of hard to have another job and this. I was initially starting and said, oh, I'm going to do 2 or 3 transactions my first year and just get some experience under my belt and see how it goes. And then all of a sudden it just blew up and I had to fully commit. And so I would say if you're going to do it, have some money in the bank, because you're going to be forking out money in the beginning. But I would say give yourself a solid 4 months of hustling day to day, learning, asking questions. And if something doesn't come back in return within about 4 months, 3 or 4 months, then maybe consider, getting another job. But if you could at least commit that amount of time, I think you'd be successful for sure. So those are my top 5 questions. I have a lot of other questions, but I figured I'd cut this short. So if you guys have any questions about how I'm a busy mom, or dealing with a husband who's gone a lot, and marriage questions, or dealing with anything really, I'm an open book. So please feel free to private message me or give me a call, and I would love to answer your questions as well, maybe help someone. So till next time, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.